What's up, everybody? My name is Drew. This is German, and this is... Oh, OC's not here. He's too cool to hang out with us today. He's got like a job or something like that.
Something like that. I don't know. I don't know how he makes his money.
Yeah,
I don't ask.
I don't know. We don't want to know. Anyways.
Starting off, a la Madrid, bro.
Fuck off.
I know you Chelsea fan, dude. Did you watch any of the game? Oh, no. Drew has just left. Oh, he's back.
Okay.
There he goes.
I did watch a little bit of it because despite what you think and know of me, I do have a job.
It's also true. You do make money somehow.
Yeah. I was trying to get my lunch break to start right at kickoff so I can watch the first 30 minutes like peacefully. And I had an 11 o'clock meeting that lasted all the way until 12:30. Mm-hmm. And so I'm in this meeting getting all these updates that, Benzema just completely destroying Chelsea.
That's why I was like, good thing you missed the first 30 minutes, dude, because you would have not enjoyed it whatsoever.
I turned it on as soon as like a minute after Havertz scored his goal. So I thought, oh, you know what? This isn't bad. We're gonna be okay. And the next like 7 minutes were pretty intense. And I was like, man, if this was what the first 30 minutes that I missed was like, this is one hell of a game. Mm-hmm. Halftime goes, Chelsea makes some immediate substitutions. I'm cool with the substitutions. Bring on Kovacic, and Ziyech. And then like the strangest thing happens. This guy that I've been hyping up for the last year and a half as one of the best in his positions in the entire world, won an award from FIFA for being the best goalkeeper in the world, goes off and makes probably the worst mistake of his career. Edouard Mendy just, I don't know, he wasn't just looking down at the ball. I mean, the ball's like kind of bouncing and he just goes to pass it and completely fucks it up. Kicks it off his like calf.
He just had like a soft touch or whatever it was, and he didn't look comfortable at all.
And it's a whopping 40 yards away from his goal.
Yeah. And
there's no one behind him. Rudiger gives a half-ass effort to try and win the ball back. Mm-hmm. But I don't blame Rudiger at all. It's all Mendy's fault. Yeah. I would have liked to have Rudiger like sell out for that thing, maybe get a yellow card for it or something like that. But that wasn't the case, and then Benzema gets his hattie. And then the rest of the half was kind of uneventful for the next like 15, 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. And then Chelsea just goes into full attack mode, and Madrid parked the bus.
Yeah, they had their chances too.
They did.
Courtois made an awesome save.
Couple
awesome saves,
really, really well. Yeah. And honestly, Courtois should have saved Havertz's goal. I mean, he got
a hand on it. I think it kind of like went off his forearm a little bit. Had he gone down with both hands, he would have stopped it.
He saved that. Yeah, that's something I expect Courtois to save. He got through, which I'm not complaining about. Mm-hmm. But he did really well. He saved a banger from Mason Mount. He saved one hell of a smash from Cesar Azpilicueta. I thought that was top bin for sure. Yeah. And I'm watching that thing just kind of like curl back in off his left foot. I'm like, oh damn, maybe. And then Courtois' fucking hamburger helper mitt comes out of nowhere. It's
just the straight athleticism from Courtois, dude. I didn't think he was that agile.
Dude, he's so athletic for a guy that's like 6'6".
It's huge.
Like he's huge and so mobile, and he can just cover from post to post like in seconds, and he's really good, man. Yeah. He proved tonight that he's in the conversation for best keeper in the world
for sure.
So I'm extremely disappointed with the result, 3-1. Throughout that entire game, I was just, if we lose by one, that's okay. Going to Madrid, we can win by one. Mm-hmm. On the upside, like this huge advantage now for Chelsea is that away goals don't mean anything.
The away goals don't mean anything anymore.
So huge break for Chelsea on that. From what I did see, I didn't get to watch a lot of the second half. I got back to work and I was pretty busy. Yeah. But from what I saw, it seemed like a really good game. I think Madrid just took care of their chances a lot better. They've got a top 3 player in the world right now with Karim Benzema.
Are we gonna start giving Benzema his respect and actually solidify him as one of the most lethal strikers of all time?
My friends and I, we were talking about it back before the group stage ended. Yeah. That Benzema is so underrated. Yeah. Like he is one of the best soccer players, one of the best strikers in the world. Yeah. I think the only striker that you can really compare to him right now is Lewandowski. Just because he's so efficient. Mm-hmm. Both of them are so efficient.
And both aging like fine wine at this point. Oh my
god, dude. Yeah. And then he does it for club and he does it for national team, man. Mm-hmm. So it's just he's one hell of a player.
Yeah.
And so I expected him to score these goals, and he did. And then he took advantage of a huge mistake. World-class player takes advantage of a huge opportunity like that.
Now, let me ask you this. Does this... I wouldn't say solidified it, but, I mean, does this put him in the front running for the Ballon d'Or?
It just kind of depends on the rest of Champions League, I think. I think he's got a good opportunity for it, but I don't know. The Ballon d'Or, the last few years, it just seems like a popularity contest. Who's the most popular people in the world, and who did the best out of those most popular people?
Well, the last one did. The one that Messi won last year, that one for sure felt like a popularity contest. Like, that one was just... That was a huge letdown because Lewandowski had such an awesome year. And then the year before, they just completely canceled it when Lewandowski just completely goes off.
Lewandowski should probably have like 4 or 5.
Well, I mean...
he's got none.
He, at the very least, he should have 2, I think.
Minimum
the last
2.
Minimum, at least the last 2. I mean, before that, had Ronaldo and Messi not existed, I mean, how many players can we say, like, they deserve it, But he should have at least had the last 2. But if Modric was able to win with just based off his performance in the World Cup, he did win the Champions League that year, and he wasn't necessarily scoring goals like crazy, but Benzema, the way he's playing this year, dude, he deserves it.
13 goals in his last 7.
Yeah, exactly. And then just think about it, dude. Against PSG, they were 2-0 down in aggregate. They looked down and out, dude.
Yeah.
Right? It looked like they were just dead on the water. And then just capitalized one mistake off a keeper again. Slots it home. And then 2 goals later, PSG are out of the competition. Yeah. And then they move on. And then he goes and he has a performance like this tonight where he scores another hat trick.
Yeah, top tier player, man.
Yeah.
He's doing big things. I wouldn't be surprised if somehow, some way, they give it to someone else.
Who else?
I don't.
Outside of Lewandowski, who else deserves it this year?
They're gonna give it to someone in Man City. I don't know. I don't know who. But
who from Man City?
I don't know. It just seems like
the last few years they're not giving it to Mendy no more.
The last few years, it just seems like I think people that deserve to be in the conversation all of a sudden aren't in the conversation to win it. It's just who was popular that year, and that's kind of what's annoying to me. But I think he's definitely a front runner.
Yeah, and then definitely depending on how the World Cup goes. I mean, he's back in the national team with France after the hiatus. Yeah. Did you hear about that story with Benzema?
I don't know the full details. I know that there was a lot of stuff going on, but I don't know exactly
So there was I forgot the player's name, but there was another player that he was teammates with on the French national team. And Benzema somehow, some way, got some information and decided to tell this player, hey, there's an organization out there, supposedly it was the mafia, the French mafia or whatever.
Dope.
Had a sex tape of this player. Oh. And he said, hey, they're gonna blackmail you. He told him, he's like, you got to pay this much or they're gonna put it out. It wasn't necessarily that he was the one that had it. So that's why Benzema didn't even get into actual legal trouble. So sure enough, they pretty much went after Benzema instead. So he pretty much got the punishment for it, which was being suspended from the French national team. And then the director just decided not to bring him in anymore.
Jesus.
Yeah. So I guess it was essentially just for blackmailing a fellow teammate. But you can't they weren't able to actually necessarily prove that he was the one behind it.
It sounds like he was like trying to help a teammate out.
But yeah, the fact that he was involved, and then the fact that he couldn't share how he got that information or how he knew that other group of why this was going on.
Okay.
So that's what it was. That was his punishment. Was okay. We just suspend him from the national team. And then the following directors just decided not to bring him up anymore until, of course, last year during the Euros. And then the thing is it's so crazy because, I mean, I've watched Real Madrid since I was a kid. my dad was a big Real Madrid fan because of Hugo Sanchez. Hugo Sanchez was this crazy good striker from Mexico. Played for Real Madrid in the late 80s.
Yeah, but he's no Chicharito.
Yeah, another Mexican legend, right? So we've always liked Real Madrid. I was a fan of David Beckham, of course, when he was at United. Then went to Madrid.
Where's your Madrid tattoo? Because I don't see it.
No, I'm more diehard Manchester for sure.
Bummer.
I know. But
also sorry.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm over it with Manchester, dude. I know we might as well.
Our next bet is
bite the bullet this year, dude.
My next bet that you and I have and you lose is going to be to get a Harry Maguire tattoo.
A Harry Maguire tattoo. I'll take a Phil Jones tattoo at this point, dude. Don't do that to me.
Harry Maguire.
I'm not taking that bet. Fuck you, dude. Anyways, so I mean, I've watched Real Madrid, and then even when they had the Galacticos teams and they brought in Ronaldo, they brought in Bale, they brought in Benzema, like all around the same time, and that's when they were very interesting. Then they brought in Kaká, like they were an awesome squad. They didn't win much during that time. It wasn't until way later, but Benzema throughout those years, dude, had been a solid player. He'd always been playing at the top level, and then it was crazy because he just happened to be in Ronaldo's shadow, and Ronaldo was the main guy, the main goal scorer. But he was always right there with him. He was always giving him assists, putting in goals too.
He does all the little things right, man. He just seems to always be in the right spot at the right time. Not like Javier Hernandez, right spot, right time. But, I mean, he drops back. I mean, even today, I understand the second half, they kind of went into more defensive mode. Yeah. But I saw him, like, 25 yards away from his own goal, like receiving the ball and turning around and going downfield with it. I mean, you don't see a lot of strikers doing that shit. Right. He's an all-around team guy. He's constantly in the right position at the right time. He's making the right moves. He's very unselfish, too.
And then just to capitalize on mistakes, because I remember he did that in the Champions League final against Liverpool. The way, what was his name? Like, Curtis or Klaus or something like that. That goalkeeper before Emerson, Allison.
Oh, the one that like apologized to.
Yeah, supposedly he got supposedly that Sergio Ramos gave him a concussion.
Yeah,
and then he made that mistake, and then he gives up that.
It was
that
like
easy
just
goal
kicked
to
right
Gareth
at
Bale.
him. Yeah, kicked right at him, and he like fucked it up. And
and then Gareth Bale, that same final, he had the crazy bicycle kick. You remember that?
Yeah, and isn't that the one where Sergio Ramos like tried like cutting off Mohamed Salah's arm? Like, just
supposedly, like everybody was blaming him. He's like he somehow intentionally decided to go ahead out. He's like, I'm gonna take his shoulder and pull it off of his body.
I want that arm. Give me that arm.
It's like, what the hell? No, he wasn't planning that. But yeah, dude, Benzema was awesome today. The game itself, dude, Real Madrid and Chelsea, that was an awesome game, dude. It was fun to watch. It was exactly what you would expect to watch when you're watching a Champions League game or a Champions League quarterfinal.
Excluding the one giant mistake by Edward Mendy.
Yeah. But, I mean, it was cool. It was back and forth. There was some awesome saves on both sides. Because, I mean, Benzema, he had a couple other chances, too. He could have scored 4 goals. He could have had a hat trick in the first half.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was an awesome game. Moving on from that game, dude, did you like the Villarreal and Bayern?
You know, I don't even know the final score. I know that Villarreal was up 1-0.
It stayed that way, 1-0 throughout the entire game.
Where was your boy Lewandowski at?
It's just Villarreal, man. They defended really well. They were really well positioned. Just Bayern just didn't have an answer. They didn't have any creativity. I mean, they had some chances. They weren't like clear cut chances. But they lack creativity, man. It was fun to watch because you see Villarreal, and then even how they got the goal was an awesome clean goal.
Oh, dude, it was nice. I like the little finishing touch there. Dude comes out unmarked out of nowhere, just misdirection. I saw Nabry's face after the goal. Yeah. He's like, "What the fuck just happened? Like, did they really just score on us? This little Spanish team." Well, they're not really little, but...
Well, Bayern just didn't have any creativity, and Villarreal, they almost played like the old school Atletico, where they just sit 2 lines of 4 and then just sit, and then just have the 2 strikers, and then the 2 strikers up top were causing them problems. So, I mean, and Bayern, shit, I mean, they might have to start switching things up in their defense. And their midfield, I mean, seemed kind of lacking too today. But it was.
I like the result, but I don't think it's going to last. I think Bayern goes home to Munich.
And then they'll just turn around and just win 7-0.
Yeah, they'll do something outrageous, and Lewandowski will have a hat trick in the first 35 minutes.
And yeah, that's the thing too with all these games. They're not. I don't think you can necessarily say like it's done and dusted, because you can never know with Chelsea with the attacking power that they have. Yeah. They just got to put 2 goals and then they take it to extra time.
Yeah.
So, and then, City and Madrid, I mean, City's only up 1-0.
I expected more from City, honestly.
Madrid, same thing. They defended really well.
When I saw 1-0, I was like, Madrid only held them to 1-0. I did not expect that.
And same thing, City in the first half lacked so much creativity. They just tried to keep going straight forward. They kept going to the flanks, but they couldn't. City doesn't have an out-and-out striker that can, like a Benzema or Lewandowski, who can just head the ball when the ball's up in the air. They didn't have that. It took Phil Foden to be subbed on, create a little bit of space, and then play a through ball to De Bruyne, and De Bruyne just finished it.
I just want to point out some Belgian people playing really well right now. Courtois, great game. Kevin De Bruyne did really well. Lukaku put his head on the ball. That's about all he did, but he put his head on the ball.
And then went wide right.
Yeah.
And you also have Hazard, who's getting fatter by the minute and sitting on the bench.
He's slimming down, dude. He's slimming down. I saw he posted a video. He's a little slimmer now. He lost like 25 pounds, it looks like.
I think something like that. Yeah.
Dude, that's sad. But anyway, I'm still hyped about my Belgium pick.
And we'll get to that a little bit later. But then, the Liverpool-Benfica game, that was kind of straightforward, right? Benfica went up 1-0 early, but then Liverpool just responded. They just have a better attacking front three.
Liverpool is this team that is... It reminds me a lot of the Duke basketball team that just got eliminated.
Yeah.
But they are very, patient. And when they're down 1-0, it's not the end of the world. They could be down 2-0. It's not the end of the world. And they've proven that in the last few years on the biggest stage. Doesn't matter where they're at. They do the fundamentals right. They grind it out, and they wait for the chances, and they capitalize. They play the game very it's like by the book almost. There's not a lot of flair to them. They just do all the little things right. They play the system. They win. It's just how it goes.
Yeah. No, yeah. They played really well. That dude Luis Diaz, he got his first goal. He was a new transfer this year, so he got his first Champions League goal with them, and it was a pretty sweet one. Did you see the way he just finished it? He popped it over the goalkeeper. It was like a little chip. Oh, dude, awesome finish. It was pretty disrespectful because the keeper, he went down pretty early. Like he could have stood his ground a little bit more. But as soon as he went down, that guy chipped it over him, and it's just by centimeters up over his head.
It's the slow motion insult. Like, hey, dude, watch that ball just effortlessly glide right over your head.
You remember when Messi chipped Neuer?
Yeah.
In the Champions League too, where he crossed up, I forgot it was Bogatane, where he crossed him up and then chips Neuer. Oh, dude. That's awesome.
It's such an insult. You don't see chips too often anymore.
And then Neuer too. Neuer was he's like what, 6'5", 6'6"?
He's a big guy.
Giant ass keeper. Right now, who's your favorite to win it all in the Champions League?
Well, non-biased aside, Madrid.
That's what I was going to ask.
They're fucking rolling on all fours right now. They're doing great.
They did lose 4-0 a couple weeks ago to
no Benzema that game.
No Benzema that game. That's true. And then he had a great game this past weekend too. So he's firing on all cylinders.
If your best player is playing well, I like your chances.
Man
City's been playing pretty damn well all season. Liverpool's been playing really well, but you go with who's hot in tournament form, and right now Madrid's hot.
They're hot right now. Yeah, and that's the crazy part too, is that if you look at the teams that are available right now, it's almost like they're not even like the best team right now. They're like maybe the fourth best team, because I would put the best team City, Bayern, and then Liverpool, because Real Madrid, they struggled a little bit throughout the year.
This is a good grouping in the round of 16 right here.
Right. Yeah. Oh no, the way it came out, it was pretty awesome. But Madrid, they're 12 points ahead in La Liga, but it's almost like you watch them playing, you wonder how, but then you watch like the way they set things up, and then like how every player plays off of each other. and how Ancelotti has different instructions for different players and how they play it really well.
Yeah.
Because they'll be able to. He'll just change like one or two players and they completely switch up their style. And then Benzema just being super lethal in front of goal too. And then you got a guy like Mortrix in the middle with Toni Kroos and Casemiro. So
Casemiro played really well today.
Yeah, dude.
That dude was everywhere.
Now let me ask you this: could you imagine if Mbappe goes over there at the end of the year? Because there's rumors right now circulating that he might stay at PSG for another year. But what if he does? What if he goes to Madrid and then that front three is Mbappe, Benzema, and Vinicius? Deadly, right?
Deadly. Extremely deadly. I just when you have all these top tier guys, I always I don't like it because it doesn't change the fact that there's only one ball, and that I see a lot of teams get some power players in all sports, and it just doesn't work out the way they expect it. And maybe that'll happen in Madrid, maybe not. I mean, for the most part,
but
three of them are still all in their prime.
But I mean, if you think about it, Mbappe, he's almost like a carbon copy of Ronaldo. And you saw how well Ronaldo and Benzema were able to play together all those years. Do you think, Mbappe kind of you just plug them on in?
It could work. I mean, the three of them are playing really, really well.
And then you got a manager like Carlo who can probably – he's done it before. He's put big-name players into the same squad and then got them to play all together.
I mean, it's almost comparable to kind of like that Barcelona team when you first teamed up Neymar, Messi, and Suarez together. I mean –
but at the time, Neymar was a star, but he was still a Brazilian star. This is he went to Barcelona kind of
but I mean
kind of fresh.
I'm thinking more like their third year together.
Oh, okay.
Not their initial move.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think it would work out. Who do you think is the bigger project right now? Because if Mbappe stays at PSG, they got a long ways to go in order to win the Champions League, right?
Which team's a bigger project?
Yeah.
PSG by far.
PSG
they have so much
Madrid.
talent, and the fact that they keep getting bounced in the round of 16 or the round of 8, they can't make any quality moves with the best players that they've got.
But if you look at Real Madrid, they have an aging midfielder that they might actually need to refresh pretty soon, right?
I'm talking about Cruz or Modric.
All three of them. Even Casemiro, he's starting to get up there in age. That's a midfielder that
they're getting up there in age, but they're winning.
That's what I'm saying. If they make a run and they're able to snatch the Champions League and win La Liga all at the same time, man, all before the World Cup, that would be something. I mean, you get Mbappe over there looking at Madrid well, shit. They're winning it, and they don't have all their pieces all together yet. Could you imagine now if you plug him in?
Yeah. I don't know. It just maybe it's different from my opinion. Just because I was always beat the best team. Don't go join the best team. So if I was Mbappe and I saw them win, it's it would motivate me at PSG, but I know he wants out of PSG or somewhere else to be I want to beat Madrid, not necessarily I want to be Madrid and But there's odds are it's going to happen.
Yeah,
I honestly think it will happen.
Now, let me ask you another, super hypothetical question. But what if, because Neymar has talked about wanting to come to the MLS while he's still in his prime. Do you see him leaving PSG at the end of the year, meaning after the World Cup, regardless of the result?
No,
Does he come to the U.S.?
Yeah, I think it happens the year after.
You think he waits another year at PSG?
Yeah, because I think around that time, I think that's the time that Ronaldo and Messi come to the MLS too.
That's the thing is I can see Ronaldo coming over here. I don't think he'll come over here this next year, maybe in a couple of years. Messi, I don't see him coming over here at all.
I think so.
I think he's going to go back to Barcelona eventually, given maybe 1 or 2 years.
They all come to MLS. They all come to MLS.
Yeah, but I think not all of them though, because Messi and Ronaldo, I feel like they're just. Especially Messi, he's just way too big of a brand. I understand that both of them would make so much money over here.
Insane.
But I think what would be better for the MLS especially leading up to the next World Cup that's going to be hosted here in the U.S. and Mexico and Canada. It would be awesome for Neymar, Griezmann, maybe even Hazard to come over here, and then while they're still at the top of the game, because I mean, if those guys come over here while they're still at their top of their game, there's going to be more players that follow, and then there's going to be like, oh shit! I mean, the MLS has got some serious players over there.
The only person I think that would ever come at the top of their game, which I don't think he's even really at the top of his game anymore, would be Neymar. Just because he seems like he'd go for the money.
Well, he would come for the money, and he's talked about it. Like he's like, yeah, I mean they have shorter seasons. I would enjoy it. He likes the lifestyle over here in the U.S. Who doesn't? You know,
dude, he's gonna find his way to either L.A. or Miami as soon as possible.
Good to go play in Inter Miami. Dude.
But I think Ronaldo's going to Miami too.
I mean, that'd be something. I can see that.
Ronaldo
I can see that
anywhere else other than Miami.
I can see that happening.
Why the fuck would Ronaldo want to go play in Columbus,
but
Ohio?
I mean, they're seeing what Chicharito's doing in LA and what Carlos Vela is doing in LA. Mm-hmm. They saw what Zlatan was able to do over here. I'm pretty sure that they'll come over here and they'll probably enjoy it. Right?
Maybe.
I'm not saying not necessarily they'll dominate, but they will love it over here. We got tons of fans over here.
I don't know. I think LA is like a big like American like type of thing. That's where a lot of Americans, and then I think Mexican, some sort of Hispanic like culture, they like LA. But I think a lot of like foreigners, especially from like, I don't know, like Europe, it's like Miami. Like,
yeah, well,
like
that's for them it is easier to get to Miami than it is to get to LA.
Not necessarily just easier. I think that's like Florida, like that's it for them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I went to Miami last year, and then it's just it's a hub of so many different cultures that come together. And because I mean, I've everybody in Miami speaks Spanish, dude. Like you walk down the street, it'll be miles before you hear somebody speak English. And it'll be like some of the tourists. Like you can tell who the tourists are.
But it's not. What's different for me is not Mexican Spanish. It's Colombian. It's Vietnam.
No, well, yeah. That's what I was.
Venezuelan, Dominican.
That's
Cuban.
what I was trying to get into. It's just like it's like a melting pot of like so many different Latinos and and so many different cultures that are there. And then they're all super nice, dude. I mean, I've been to LA.
Miami, super nice.
No, people there are insanely nice, dude. It's just walking down the street. So many people will say hi to you, wave. You go to any restaurant or any bar, the service is insane, dude. Like that's what I'm saying. Like you would love it down there because I've gone to places here in LA.
So you would take Miami over LA?
Oh, 100%, dude.
What about the humidity?
It's not even that bad.
Oh, that's terrible. It's a lie.
No, it was a lie. No, I would take the humidity there over the dry heat that we have here in the Central Valley. 100%.
Oh no, God no.
100%, dude.
I went to Texas in September, and it was 90% humidity. In September, I almost died.
Yeah, but I
could have sworn I was gonna die.
But in Miami, it doesn't get that hot. The thing is, it's Miami. It's almost like you're on the coast, so it's like San Diego weather, just with a little bit added humidity.
No, I can go for like anything over like 15% humidity. Kill me.
And the thing is, it's different in Miami. It's different when it's on the coast.
I think that's just the difference between our preferences. I would move to Arizona, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, give me the dry heat any day.
I can't do the dry heat. I remember I
can't do humidity.
I drove to Vegas one year during the summer. It was the biggest mistake of my fucking life.
Not a problem.
Shit sucked, dude. I hated it.
Dude, it's 85 degrees outside. I'm wearing sweats and a jacket.
Besides the point, besides the weather, the people there are super nice. And then, like I said, it's a melting pot of different cultures. And I feel like those.
I feel like you're arguing my point. I'm just throwing that out there.
No, but I mean, what I'm trying to say is like, yeah, those players would definitely go there, 100%. And then, yeah, you would get better fans over there, for sure. Because I mean, here even in LA, yeah, you get a lot of different cultures, but it's a different feel here in LA. You know, it's kind of
it's high class. It's showtime.
A little bit. It's I feel like there's more of an arrogance in LA.
I was gonna say like a little snotty little. Everyone's got their nose up, like look beneath me.
Yeah, everybody's trying to be Mr. Hollywood or Mrs. Instagram or whatever.
But I think that fits Zlatan. Like that was perfect. That was
his personality.
Yeah, that's him.
But then why didn't he stay? He went back to Europe. He said MLS, this was too easy.
Well, yeah.
Or maybe that's just Zlatan just taking the challenge.
I think, yeah, that's Zlatan. I think he thrives on the fact that he's like, I went, up, hit my peak, started decline, went to MLS, and he's like, guess what, guys?
I'm back up.
Yeah,
dude.
I think that's like such a Zlatan thing to do.
The dude's a machine. Like, what was he when he tore his ACL?
Yeah.
And I think it was like early.
It was like something like
February?
3 months or 4 months.
And then he was back by the beginning of the next season. It was like, dude, this guy's a machine.
Yeah.
He's insane.
Don't be surprised if he comes back to MLS and
dominates again.
Yeah.
Have you seen some of his training videos?
No.
So he does so part of his training that he likes to do, he likes MMA.
He's a black belt, isn't he?
Yeah. So he enjoys it, dude. He'll do bag kicks, dude, and he's kicking the shit out of the bag. Like he looks like he's like strong, agile, and big, dude. Yeah. Like he looks like whatever sport he would have decided to play, he would have dominated. He would have dominated. He's just an all around athlete.
Can you imagine that dude being your safety?
Oh, dude. For sure, dude.
Flying around back there.
No, for sure, dude. I mean, you put like another 40, 50 pounds on him, he's a tight end.
Oh yeah.
Right, dude? So that'll be interesting, man, if they come over here. That'll be fun.
I'll be excited. San Jose, 2 hours away. I'm working my Earthquakes hat right now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I'll go to those games.
I didn't peg you for a San Jose Earthquakes fan.
Hey, they're 2 hours away.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not a San Jose Earthquakes fan.
No, you just
convenient.
Go to the game up there.
It's convenient. I've gone to one game. I went to the home opener of this season. Yeah? There was like 7, 8 of us that went. It was pretty cool.
That's another thing, dude. I got to start going to more MLS games.
Dude, you get $30 tickets for tickets for $30.
Super cheap.
And the stadium's not super big, so it's great view.
Mm-hmm.
And then on topic of us going to games, I mean, Fuego last night won a U.S. Open game.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, here in Clovis.
Here in Clovis?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
You probably didn't even know.
I had no idea,
yeah,
dude.
They won 4-1.
I got to look them up. I got to go to some of those games.
I'm excited for Fuego. Go to Fuego games.
Yeah. They play in Clovis?
Yeah, so their home field is going to be the soccer field at Fresno State, right? Just right behind the football field.
That explains that whole revenating thing. Yeah. That looks nice out there now.
Yeah. But for whatever reason, they played this last game yesterday at La Monica over at Clovis. So field looked great. It was in great condition. And there was actually a pretty decent turnout. I saw some footage of it. It looks pretty good. It was on ESPN Plus.
No, dude, like that's what I think I was trying to explain to OC. If there was going to be a team to come to Fresno, they have to go to Clovis. There's a huge fan base of soccer in Clovis, and then they have money.
Yeah,
that's the thing. That's what I didn't realize is like when I started going over there a lot more, started playing over there, I had no idea how big of a fan base there is in Clovis. Mm-hmm. Like I think there's more soccer fans in Clovis than there is football fans, and then but in Fresno it's all football.
Yeah,
Fresno's all football, 100%.
I think a big move for them is getting out of Chukchansi. As crazy as that sounds,
that of the Chukchansi Park.
Yeah, great stadium for Chukchansi. It's not meant for soccer.
It's not meant for soccer. It's hard to watch the game.
The views aren't that great.
Yeah.
But it's downtown Fresno. Mm-hmm. Not a lot of people want to go to downtown Fresno, especially if you're from Clovis. Yeah. You're not going downtown Fresno.
Yeah.
So great turnout. It wasn't a lot, but they filled up a high school stadium. So that was cool. I'm hoping, I have high hopes for Fuego. Just the thing is fans from the Central Valley, they're wishy-washy, man. They show up when you win, they don't show up when you lose. That's the way it's been in all Fresno State sports.
Yeah.
When Fresno State football is doing well, when they're doing really well, there's so many people at the football games.
Yeah.
When they suck, you can sit in the fucking third row on the 50-yard line, and no one's gonna
tell you anything.
There. Yeah.
Going back to the topic of European football, I mean, one question I wanted to ask you, given the year that PSG had, do you think Messi stays for another year, or do you think he goes and
back to Barcelona?
Maybe goes back to Barcelona, figures something out with their finances.
I never thought Messi was going to leave Barcelona. I thought when he left, whenever he decided to leave, it'd be to the MLS.
Yeah,
as a business move, because that's what most superstars go to the MLS for, right?
But the thing is, he already makes so much money, or he's already made so much money over there. Understandable.
You hit a different target. You hit a different market. You get to continue to do what you love, right? They all love this.
Yeah.
And so it's almost like a retirement. They're moving to to a beer league, right?
Yeah.
I mean, these guys dominate the entire world, and then they come to the MLS.
But the thing is at 35, his level hasn't really dropped all that much. Like I know he's not scoring as many goals as we're normally used to seeing him, but you watch him play, he's still quick. He's still strong and fast. Like nobody I don't think his level's gone down that much. I feel like if he were to go back to Barcelona, plug him right in back with Xavi,
I would love to see what kind of an impact he makes in the Premier League. I think the Premier League's the toughest league in the world.
Yeah.
So I've seen Ronaldo play in the Premier League, and he's done really well.
He scored goals.
So
yeah. He's United top goal scorer right now.
I think that's the big comparison. A big comparison between Ronaldo and Messi is Ronaldo played a lot in the Premier League. What can Messi do in the Premier League? He played in La Liga for basically his entire career. Yeah. And there's like 5 good teams in La Liga.
That's true.
That's about it.
Yeah.
He plays in the French league now. There's like 3 good teams in the French league.
Yeah, because if you
PSG always has a cupcake schedule.
Right. But I mean, you could also make the argument too that if you were to go play in the Premier League, it would be a little bit tougher. But I mean, you go back to how many Champions League he's won, or how many Champions League games he's won against England squads.
Yeah, but
right. He beat Manchester United twice in the final.
Yes, no, yeah, for sure. However, it's just different when you play your games in England. It's the furthest northern European country, right? So the weather's completely different there most of the time. I mean, unless we're talking about like Norway,
Scandinavian countries.
We're not going to count them
Sweden,
because no top tier players going to those countries to go play in their league. I
wonder why that is.
So if we're talking like the Power 5 leagues, like England's the most northern, right?
Yeah.
And so when you play, like you've seen some games, a rainy Tuesday night in fucking Southampton, and it's like this isn't ideal for a professional footballer. It's just different. And then 3.5-4 days later, you go off and you're in Spain, you're playing against Madrid. And then you go back and you got fucking West Brom the next weekend, or West Ham. These dudes these fans are going fucking crazy. The Green Street hooligans, right?
Yeah.
And so when you rotate back and forth like that, and then you mix up some of these like rough and tough FA Cup games where you're playing second division teams,
and they go all out.
They go all out, and they don't give a shit. It's just different when you play in the Premier League. So to see Messi do that, I think that would be kind of interesting to kind of see where his level's at, to see if he can hang in the Premier League.
That would be interesting, but I don't think he'll ever do it. I don't think he'll tarnish his legacy like that.
I don't think so. I think he ends up riding it out at PSG and then makes his move to MLS. I think he goes to MLS.
And I don't think he'll ever come back to the MLS. I don't think he'll ever come to MLS. I honestly feel like he would make it back to Barcelona some way, somehow, and just retire there. And I honestly feel like he's not going to want to leave Spain. Like, he's not going to take his whole family and then just move somewhere else, because he still has his house in Barcelona, in Catalonia. So his entire life has been there.
Is he going to be one of those guys that goes back and plays in Argentina instead of MLS?
No, that's all. He won't even go back to Argentina. He's too.
I don't think he goes back to Barcelona, dude. The way that everything ended in Barcelona, leave it at that.
But the thing is, I know he made this big old show of him wanting to leave. But I feel like it was just more of a power move from him. He wanted to get the president out of there, which he had reason. Like, he's the one that put Barcelona in the financial troubles that they have now, right? Like, it was his fault. Like, and then they started bringing in after the Neymar transfer. They had it was like 212 million euros that they brought in, and then they just every player that they brought in was over 100 million. They brought in Coutinho, they brought in who's a bust, Dembele, who was a bust, but now he's starting to play a lot better. Griezmann, complete failure there at Barcelona.
Dude, he was there for 2 seasons and then out?
And then out, yeah. And then Samuel and Titi, same thing. They just throwing money at all these players.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Untiti.
But throwing all this money at all these players, and it ruined their club financially. And then they had no choice but to push Messi out of there because of all the financial rules that Spain has.
All that's true. I don't know. I mean, it's the club that he was at since a child, and to leave there, I don't know.
That's the thing is like I don't think it ended that bad to where he burned the bridge or to where there was bridges burned between them. I don't think it was that bad. It was just it was a matter of circumstances, and the guys who are responsible are out.
You know, when you have that story, you're kind of like, hey, finish while you're on top. Mm-hmm. Finish your Barcelona career while you're on top. Not like you're unsuccessful at PSG for a year, 2 years, or 3 years, whatever he writes it out in France, and then come back to Barcelona. And what happens if it doesn't go well? What legacy gets like remembered more?
But that's the thing is like I think he'll come back, but I don't think he's gonna. I feel like people have learned their lesson, especially now that they have a guy like Xavi, who they're not gonna make Messi the central point of the attack anymore, because now there's other players that can do that at Barcelona.
But can Messi accept that role?
Yeah, I think so.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's not like Messi's super arrogant and like doesn't want to do anything that's good for the team.
I mean, he's not super arrogant or big-headed, but that doesn't change the fact that I'm sure Messi wants to be the best player on every single team he plays on. That's why he could come to the MLS.
I mean, maybe, but league. I mean, what if? I mean, we're kind of underestimating maybe his level of maturity. Maybe he's past that. Maybe I feel like that's why maybe he went to PSG in the first place. He was thinking Mbappe was going to be the best player on this team. I don't want to be that guy anymore. Right? Because if that was the case, there was other teams that could afford him that he could have gone to.
I think he just went to an easier league. The best team on an easier league.
Maybe, but I feel like he went to PSG, one, because they can afford him. Mm-hmm. And I think two is that he said, I don't have to be the focal point. I've already played with Neymar, and then we'll just let Mbappe be the focal point. And which Mbappe has been. He's been awesome this whole year.
I haven't really watched a whole lot of PSG. I watched both their games against Madrid. And in that second game, Messi just looked like Marshall Lynch. I'm just here so I don't get fined. Like that's what it looked like out there.
That's true, but he's also had games like that over at Barca. Remember that where they were up on Liverpool in aggregate, and then they went to Anfield and then they completely blew it.
I think that was like the end of Messi's Barcelona dominance.
Yeah,
like you could see it. Like after that, it was just complete collapse.
Yeah, but I mean, it happened to them before. The year before, I think the year before, it happened to them against Roma.
Yeah.
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 And then Roma came back and completely dominated them. I think it was like the same exact situation too.
I think that was 4 goals. They scored 4 goals.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And then Barcelona just no response.
And then Liverpool's quick corner kick for the win.
And that's what I'm trying to say is like everybody. I think he's honestly getting tired of everybody looking to him when everything goes wrong. Because so many years he had been doing it, so many years. But I mean, even if you look back throughout the years of his career, he's always had guys like Xavi and Iniesta playing behind him, Busquets, and then he had Suarez and Neymar next to him, So I mean, yeah, I'm not taking anything away from him. He is for sure an amazing player. But I just think no matter who you are, no matter what league you're in, you're not going to put the whole team on your back, especially at that high level. Unless. But I mean, even in the MLS, I don't think he's going to be able to do it.
No one on the Vancouver Whitecaps is going to be able to stop Lionel Messi.
That's true. But I mean, you watch Messi, he goes and plays Peru, and then he doesn't even dominate against them.
Dude, if the Portland Timbers can't stop Javier Hernandez, Lionel Messi going to come over here and
100 goals in a single season. That's true. But I don't think he's going to come over here. I honestly feel like he's going to go back to Barcelona some way, somehow.
All right, let's make a bet. You lose, he comes over here, you get Harry Maguire tattoo.
I'm not doing the Harry Maguire tattoo. I don't know why you keep saying that.
Because it's funny.
Oh, poor guy.
He's my favorite United player.
Moving on to Manchester United. You see they're going to...
Harry Maguire?
No, relax. Relax with the Harry Maguire stuff.
You guys sack your boss?
No, not yet. Well, he's the interim.
Yeah.
But they're gonna go ahead and hire what's his name, Ten Hag from.
You don't know his name?
No,
you're
yeah,
a United fan.
It's
sad. And you have a laptop in front of you.
It's hard to pronounce it though.
Oh, so it's like Abramovich for me.
Yeah, dude. Watch, I'll bring it up right now. Yeah, Eric Eric Ten Hag. That's his name. Eric Ten Hag, and they're about ready to make it official. He's a manager from Ajax. Mm-hmm. He's the one who's who kind of
seems like he's from Norway.
Yeah, something. I don't know his origin story.
Okay, go ahead. I got a question for you later, but go ahead.
Okay, no, that was it. It's just like they're gonna bring him in. He's gonna. I mean, he had a big part in youth development for all those guys that came out of Ajax,
it was like
Frankie de Jong,
3 years ago when they made the run.
Yeah,
in the Champions League.
Uh-huh.
That was a pretty good Ajax one.
Yeah, no, and I mean they've been a good. He's been dominated over there in the league in the Netherlands. So watching him come in, hopefully he knows how to speak to these young players. Because now, even before this, I think it was last week, they asked Marcus Rashford to stop his off-field stuff, the charity stuff, so he could focus on getting back on form. I was like, dude,
don't give a shit about the kids.
How are you gonna ask him that, dude? How many kids' lives he saved in England, dude? Just by feeding them?
Fuck them kids. I need you to score goals.
Dude, we need you to score goals. My life is on the line. Fuck them kids. No.
You got teammates out there sexually abusing their girlfriends. You got Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire's still on the pitch every single game.
I don't know how the club has fallen that far to where Harry Maguire's our fucking captain. It's insane, dude.
The most ridiculed player on your team is also your captain.
Oh my god, dude.
What is that locker room like?
He's not.
Does everyone look up to Harry Maguire? Does everyone feel like if there's an issue, my boy Harry Maguire's got my back?
No, I honestly think there's so much arrogance in that locker room.
Who hates Harry Maguire? Your boy David De Gea. You watch David De Gea while Harry Maguire's on the pitch? I fucking hate that guy. I can't stand that guy.
No, yeah. Probably, dude. Honestly, I think that locker room is just insanely toxic. I feel like they legitimately need to sell all their superstars. Everybody.
Ronaldo gone?
He's got to leave. The thing is like I love the whole Cinderella story of him coming back or whatever, but this was the worst possible time to do it.
So you're saying that a major player who had a huge impact on this club coming back, not a good thing
at this time right now, during this time.
Kind of like what's going on with Messi in Barcelona. But Barcelona's kind of falling apart a little bit.
Barcelona's bounced back. Xavi has brought him back. So I'm not saying Barcelona is the best team in the world right now, but Xavi has
if they're the best
brought
team
him.
In the world, they'd be still they
would
be in Europa League.
The Europa League, yeah, poor guys. But I mean,
they play tomorrow.
They just beat Real Madrid 4-0.
No Benzema,
but no Benzema. Like I said, one team. I mean, it was 4-0. It's not like he would have changed the outcome of the game, right?
I think that's just an outlier of that game.
Do you think so?
Yeah. I think Messi or not Messi. I think Barcelona just played really, really well. It caught Madrid off guard a little bit, and it was like kind of like, hey, you guys, you still got to pay attention to us, type of thing. But they're gonna win La Liga.
Financial things aside, I think. Well, I mean, Real Madrid's gonna win La Liga probably, yeah. But I mean, financials aside, I think Barca has a better chance of getting back to the top than United does. I think United is
bum.
Yeah, like we have all the finances. It's just honestly they need to revamp the squad completely. Like they got to bring in
your new boss is going to come in and keep Harry Maguire as your starting center back.
No, we got to get rid of everybody honestly, and then just go all youth and just find youth players. At this point, I don't know, man. I don't know if he's going to ever recapture his form. Like,
what about the English Wonder Boy?
Who?
I can't think of his name right now.
What are you talking about?
I was going to say something. Good thing I didn't say that.
No, yeah.
I can't think of his name.
I don't know who you're talking about.
He plays for England.
No idea.
This is awkward.
They need to. I feel like they can keep Marcus. You can keep Jaden. I mean, Cavani's got to go. Ronaldo's got to go. Maguire's got to go. Fred's got to go.
Cavani, another superstar that doesn't show up for his club but shows up for his national team.
Right, exactly. Pogba's got to go. They got to send Pogba somewhere, dude. I feel honestly Pogba would. I think to revive his career, he might go to Real Madrid or Barcelona. I feel like those would be the two best places for him right now, where there's stars around him and he doesn't have to be the guy carrying the team. But right now, man, I feel like everybody's got to go. De Gea's got to go. I mean, you can bring in.
Think of Sancho.
Jadon Sancho?
Yeah.
No, keep him for sure.
Okay.
I mean, he's finally been playing well this past couple months. But I mean, you can make some signings that right now that can make you compete. You can bring in like
Lionel Messi.
No. I mean, you can bring in guys like in the midfield like Dinkin Rice if West Ham's willing to sell.
He wants to stay in West Ham.
Even Julian Behelman, the guy from Borussia Dortmund, he's another young central midfielder.
I just don't think Manchester United attracts the names like they used to anymore.
No, but I mean that's what I'm saying is that you can attract young names, especially with this new manager that's coming in.
We'll see.
I mean, you saw what he was able to do with De.Jong and Matthias de Ligt, and then he made their careers. And I feel like he can do that. I feel like he can bring players in to do that, and if we can adapt at least some type of playing style that's coherent and brings everybody together and make sure everybody's on the same page. Because right now it's just they're all just. I feel like no matter what manager comes in, all those players are just going to do their own thing. They're all super fucking arrogant.
Bruno Fernandes.
I feel like at this point you got to sell them. You got to sell them, make some money off of them. And I feel like he would do really well in Spain. I feel like that he would fit that playing style over there.
Where the league's easier.
Oh yeah, where the league's a little bit easier, and
I'm telling you, toughest league in the world, Premier League.
So at this point, I don't know, man. I feel like it's going to take 2 or 3 years before Manchester United actually starts competing for a title.
That's fine by me. They'll be terrible. They'll be in 6th place, and then Chelsea will go host them and tie
Chelsea's
0-0.
falling apart too.
We'll
be right there together. Yeah,
we tie United as every single time.
Right. Yeah. And then I mean they might even fall into the top 4 this year. What if Arsenal comes up and sneaks up on them?
Arsenal ain't coming up on no one, sneak up on no one.
You never know, man.
Arsenal's Arsenal, and they'll all be Arsenal. Arsenal's ass.
Let me look at the Premier League table right now. I see. Arsenal's not ass, man. I'm telling you.
They ass.
They're not ass, dude.
They're Arsenal. They're Arsenal.
They're Arsenal.
That's how the British people say it, don't they?
Yeah, because Tottenham's right there. Arsenal's right there.
Come on, dude. We've beaten Tottenham like the last 4
You guys
games.
are only 5 points ahead of them.
5 points is a lot of points.
That's true, but I mean the way you guys are losing right now.
Hey, fuck off.
All right, man. Is there anything else you want to add? I think we're about done here.
1 day away from baseball season. Whoop whoop.
Oh yeah, you're going this weekend. Had a Giants game.
Yep.
Nice. You excited?
Oh, I'm super stoked, dude.
Oh, yeah?
I've been waiting for this day since October.
Since October.
Yeah.
Excited?
As soon as baseball season ends.
Are you one of the guys that gets like super sloppy drunk at the games?
Hell no.
No?
No, I'm way too into the game.
You're one of those guys who likes to like, good eye.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, dude, that's me.
Oh, come on,
I am 110% into the game.
You're all the way up in the top of the stands.
No.
Good eye.
I'm not top of the stands. No. Let's not get carried away. I will indulge on a good ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
To you, it's worth it?
Oh, yeah. I love going to baseball games, dude. I've probably been to like 35 professional baseball games in my life.
Only reason I go to baseball games is because my friends want to go, and then I get plastered.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I took you to a game last year. That was your game plan.
I was fucked up. I had a good time, though. I had a good time.
It was a great time.
Hearing you say, good eye.
Yeah. And you know what? That game, OC was at that game, and then Noel was at that game, and y'all wanted to leave. Everyone wanted to leave because everyone wanted to go to the brewery.
Oh, yeah. That brewery closes at 10 o'clock.
Hey, the Grizzlies were
9:08.
The Grizzlies were losing, and I was like, nah, we're sticking around. And the Grizzlies came back, and it was a great game.
Yeah, it was awesome. They were down like 4-1, something like that, right?
It was big. It was like 9-3 or something like that.
Yeah,
I was like, I got faith in my Grizzlies.
It was a fun game, man. I'm looking forward to going to some games this season. We definitely got to go to some MLS games, too.
I'm down, dude. San Jose, 2 hours away.
2 hours away. Same game plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. I mean, your boy Carlos Vela is going to be coming right up here.
Oh, yeah?
Javier Hernandez.
Yeah.
Chicharito. He's got to come to San Jose at some point.
I'm just going to go just so I can heckle Carlos Vela. Fuck that guy. Do you get in his head like I did to Odell?
And then he's gonna go off and win the MLS Cup.
Yeah, I mean, you all saw what happened with Odell. I feel like I had something to do with that.
You put that on him?
I was in his head. All right, man. If there's nothing else, man, I think we're about done.
Genie Bus, trade LeBron James. I'm over it.
Whatever the hell that was. What was that?
Jeannie Buss is the owner of the Lakers.
Oh, okay.
And she needs to trade LeBron. Lakers got eliminated from playoff contention last night.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Extremely embarrassing for the amount of talent the Lakers have. Extremely embarrassing. It's one of like the most loaded lineups to be like 17 games under 500.
So you're saying it's like PSG getting knocked out?
It's 10 times worse. It's like PSG not qualifying for Champions League.
Round.
Yeah, with Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe. Yeah.
That'd be interesting. That'd be interesting too. What if that were to happen next year?
It's almost like United not qualifying for Champions League.
All right, we're done here. All right, thanks for coming, Drew. Thank you guys all for watching. We'll see you guys on next time.
United sucks.
Bye.
So does Chelsea.